hit it. Look and stuff. Whatever. We're rolling right now. Yes, it's birds are tweeting right now. They can't see us yet though. But now I'm putting it on us.
On me.
Yeah, it's
Yay.
us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to what are we, the fifth
Yes, this
episode?
is 5.
Oh, number
Ah.
five. This one's just me and JJ today. We're gonna have a little chatty chat. We picked growing up without a father figure or male role model. How many of your friends do you think grew up without a father figure or male role model?
I'm not sure. I think like I mean like Brejon had his dad, like Navi. Um, but I was friends with a lot of white people. So
That doesn't matter if you have a dad, if you're a
I
white people
mean,
or
but
black
like
people.
I'm just saying, like I'm
Not
just
what it
saying,
is.
you know what I mean?
That's
I'm
not
just saying, you know.
great way to start this podcast, but
But I'm saying it was I had travel ball friends. Like so
yeah, we were the only single parent on the travel ball
yeah.
team.
And then I mean my friends in the neighborhood, but like Nelson was adopted, James' dad was there, Angel's, Alexis's dad, Chloe's,
They were there.
like all of them. So all of my friends had parents.
Yeah, I think I think most of mine when I was growing up, most of them had married parents. I don't feel like there were a whole lot of other single mom, or or if their parents weren't married, their parents had remarried and like they had
Yeah.
marriage in there some kind of way.
Some kind. Some kind.
But I don't. I guess I was the only one on both sides of the family. I was the only one, and mostly all my friend group I was. So that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. What about your friends in college now?
Um Trenton's parents are split, but they got they're like dad's married to Jackson's mom, and Jackson's parents are split,
Yeah.
but his mom's married to Trenton's
Coffee.
dad. Yeah. Um,
I know Drayden.
Donnelly's mom. I don't think Donnelly uh sees his dad a lot. I'm not sure. I'm not sure to be honest with him, but I know.
So it's not
But
a
I know
topic
he's
that you
got
guys
no.
bring.
I know his mom has a boyfriend though, but I'm not sure.
So like parental family units aren't really a topic of
Nah.
your
And then
discussion.
Drayden's got Jimmy and
Yeah.
Holly and uh Elijah's Elijah's kind of like me to be honest, but his dad is around.
So you think there's just like so many different
There is
family
for real.
like family types and stuff that y'all just
Yeah.
don't you're just like whatever it is
Most
it
of
is.
our conversations revolve around like the fact that we all have problems, not the fact that like not like our families. Like it's all family issues that we talk about, but it's not like oh like I realized that I'm thinking about it now. Trenton's dad's married right now, but he still got issues with his mom. Like and we think I never thought about the fact that he's still you know marriage
Yeah.
lifestyle or whatever a little bit.
Yeah. So I never had like my mom didn't get married until I was 19. Um she had a boyfriend that lived with us. I was in like middle school, so maybe like well cuz she got diagnosed with MS when I was 13 and I don't really know. I don't know. I don't remember. So he wasn't there for a super long time and he obviously didn't have a big impact on my life.
Whoever he is,
But
you don't even know his name. Like
I do know who he is. I think he's one of my
oh
Facebook friends, actually, still. Um, And but she didn't get married to Mike until I was 19, and we moved to Florida and we moved into his house. And that was like a big old culture shock for me in a whole lot of ways. And living with a man was one of
So wait,
them.
so
Uh,
did Mike ever live in Kentucky? Or like so were they
no.
like just internet friends and then they just like
So Gran went when Gran was younger, she would go to St. Louis in the
yeah.
summers to stay with Grandpa. And Mike was a part of the friend group from St.
Mm,
Louis. And he moved like in high school down to Florida. And um I guess they hadn't kept in touch. And funny story, his ex-wife is actually who searched my mom on Facebook and found her because I guess Mike had talked about her. It was that was a weird. I don't really remember because like I was 19, so and I really don't guess I paid any attention because I mean I, I don't think I even understood what was going on. Like I don't know. I had just never had an experience with it had always just been me and my
yeah.
mom. Like it was me and Granny B and Granny Carol were both single women. Like I had never. My dad
Man,
was
it
in and
really was
out.
single women everywhere, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I guess Grant and Pops. That was 2011, so I was like 7, or I wasn't 7 yet. I was 6 still. So,
yeah. So I mean, I you
so
yeah, like
Pops,
I
like,
pops, and I was 20. If I was 27, if you were
yeah,
7 when I
because it was
met
in
pops,
February when they got married.
yeah.
So, yeah, you would have already had your birthday.
But that was like the first.
Shoot, what important events happened before January 5th in the year? Like, you know what I mean?
Man, mine's always the first.
Look, all right.
Whatever. Um. So yeah. So I never had any examples of a male role model. I mean, my mom had like friends like Dawn and Troy and other people who were like around sometimes, and I would see them be good dads to their kids. But that still didn't like I didn't have that as an example of that could ever happen to me. I don't guess because I didn't have that, and so like you, I mean, your dad obviously wasn't around. You didn't have until, like you said, pops when you were 7. And then, like you always had Uncle Danny and Todd, or like Jeff or Uncle Frank. Like you had
Yeah,
those, Billy Lee to a certain extent, but like, or even like Evan,
yeah,
you know, but like Ian,
Ian.
like you said on one of the last ones, that you didn't feel like he was a
Yeah.
parental figure,
Like,
more just like,
I liked Ian. Ian was like really kind of just my friend for real. Like he didn't enforce me that much. Like it wasn't like I didn't feel like yeah, I felt like he had reign over me. Like I felt like he not really control, but like I felt like he had the authority to like boss me around. Like I had that, but I
hmm,
never felt like we never bonded truly. Like we never like nothing like that. We were friends. Like we were just really cool. Like and I always liked him, but I never just felt like he was a father.
like you
Yeah.
don't feel like he was a father figure. So like in the other way of like, yes, a father figure, someone to like love and whatever, but like the male role model part of that also. Do you feel like he was a good male role model
Um,
to you?
not to. I mean, I feel like he taught me how to like do certain things. Like I was holding the flashlight over like over the hood, like manly type of things. But like I mean, he was gone all week. Like from a man's point of view, like I wouldn't like a relationship point of view. That's not like I didn't consider him a role model, but like I mean, he taught me
But
like
like
some manly stuff and like how how to do certain things. Like so, I mean, he impacted me. Yeah,
So he was
makes
at
makes
least a.
sense. Impactful figure,
It does, it does make sense. And then Trent is obviously a big one over the last 6 years.
something
It's been
like
6 years.
seventh grade.
Yeah, yeah. And so he's made um, an impact, I would say, in probably both of the
Yeah.
roles. But I don't think, do you, how long do you think it actually took for him to make a father figure impact on you? Because it wasn't immediately.
Um, I feel like it was probably around senior year, cause like it was whenever y'all were less like more lenient on me, so I wasn't like getting in trouble. So it was
Mhm.
like more of like just to be safe, like have fun, like what I mean, call me if you need me. And I realized like what I mean, he's there if I need him. He's not gonna like, and he loves us. So like that point of view, yeah, is definitely a role model. Yeah,
Once he wasn't trying to be like
yeah,
authoritarian over you, able to like see him for what he
yeah.
was. That was kind of what I never knew. I couldn't ever really pinpoint what changed or when it had changed, but like you can tell the change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you guys used to like fight all the time
Man.
and like not it was not good. And then like but over time it's like y'all are cool, like
Yeah.
y'all are friends too, but still more of a
I keep
parental
trying to
than
look at like the OBS is open too, and it's like delayed by like 1 second. So like I have to
huh?
look at the Skype call. Okay, whatever. Do a little like
That's
on stream. Like, do they know?
I
Or I mean, I
said
guess it's you.
anything.
Like the people who know. You know what I mean? So
The people who know now. But that'll be one. That was remember the first time when I was like,
yeah,
normally it's my best side was because of that one little,
yeah.
but now it doesn't matter. Uh, one day we'll have that one. That's a whole trauma in and of itself. I will
For
say that for
real.
sure. Okay, so if you had to pick one trauma, one specific thing that is shaped you into who you are now that stands out as the worst or what messes with your life the most, what do you think it would
Like
be?
any trauma
Well,
or
like,
within
okay, so I'm
having
it's not like I don't mean like a specific event. This is what I'm going to give you mine so that you kind of understand. So, like, my main trauma that stands out to me that messes with my life the most about not having a male role model or father figure is not trusting men. So, like, it was really hard for me, like, I'm sure with in my younger relationship days, I'm quite sure that I was just as toxic as they were in a whole lot of ways. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like I had to be control of everything. Like my mom always had control of all the finances. Every decision that was ever made with me, it was only my mom that had to make it. Like she owned the house. She owned the cars. So like I always thought that like that's what like you always see like man of the house type stuff, but I never saw that. Like everybody that I ever knew, like the women had everything in their names and every like and so like I was always like controlling, like your dad wanted you to be named Marvin Jr. so bad. Like your first son,
Thank
like
Jesus, it's not.
Marvin Jr. is what it is. And like me and my mom had come up with his name, and I was like, I'm not changing that because of you. Like, who the hell are you? I remember having that conversation with him on the back porch,
I thank
actually.
Jesus I'm not
I
Marvin
said,
Jr.
I said something about JJ. He said, who is JJ? And I said, your son. He said, MJ, Marvin Jr. And I was like,
Now
oh,
I might have been okay with MJ because like I mean But I mean, Jadrian's cool. Like, you know what I mean? I get to like explain that a little bit at least. Like, you know what I mean? Marvin, like, oh my god, I'm my dad's son. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm. And you know what's funny is Pumpkin must have really liked that name because Trail's name is Latrell Marvon. So Marvin was Marvin. He was Marvon. I keep kicking this freaking camera, bro, and I'm turning it a
dad
little bit more.
gummit.
Look at me messing stuff up. Is that better? Yeah, it's better. Okay, so like, so I always had to have my hand in everything. I didn't trust that they would handle stuff. So like even when I got with Trent, like I didn't ever like if our lights were gonna get cut off, I never went to him and asked him for help. Like I always thought that I was the one that had to figure it out. And he would he would make a paycheck and he would give it to me at the end of the week. But if it didn't go all the way, like I never thought that he would help me any more than that. Like I didn't trust that I could say, "Hey, I need this," and he would go do it. And then that yeah, like I made all the decisions, and I still have issues with this. Like I don't know that Trent knew Momo was going to Florida until like the week before Momo was going to Florida because like she just asked me if she'd go with Brooklyn. Brooklyn went with us last year. Sure, no problem. The money will come out of her check this month, so it's not like it's And so like I just went through it all in my head and like, yep, sure, no problem, and then didn't think about it again. And so like I didn't didn't even have the conversation with him. So that got off of the trust thing, but like I had a really hard problem trusting men. And I think that it actually comes from both parents. Like I know obviously Craig has a lot to do with the
Yeah.
reason I don't trust men. That's the obvious answer. But I also think that Gran doesn't really trust men a lot, which she didn't have a fault. I mean, she went summers to be with her dad, but I don't know how close she was to him other than
Yeah.
that. And then once she got pregnant with me, they quit talking and they didn't talk again until after Mamu died when I was like 12 years old. So I feel like she has some unresolved issues around men as well. And I picked up on that from her as well as getting it, from granddaddy. So what would if you had one thing, like it doesn't have to be an event, be like one thing in your life that you knew come from not having a role model or a father figure that impacts your life the most?
um.
If you had read what I sent you, you might could have thought about this in advance
All
a little
right.
bit.
Um. I say like I don't like not taking authority well. Like like I never had a man to boss me around. So like why would I get bossed around by one now?
Yeah.
Um.
So you feel like a man in power that tells you to do something, you're not going to listen to him. But if a woman in power told you to do something, would you listen to her?
I feel like that's another one. I feel like um 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 I feel like I mean just with girls in general, like I wouldn't call it submissive, but like I
Submit.
know because I feel like that's the word that people would use, and I don't want to. I don't want to
That's
think
not
that.
a conversation to have with
I'm
your
saying like
mother.
that's a little odd one, but that's not the word. Uh, it's like I just listen to what they say. Like I just like do it. Like no thought. Like it's just like because I've always been bossed around by a woman, so like I'm used to getting bossed around by a woman, and so
Yeah.
I just listen. I'm just like okay, like I just do it. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that's the right thing, and like I never saw a relationship. I never saw love. Like I never knew what that was. So like I don't know how to. You know what I mean? That's probably all I really have. You know what I mean? Related to that.
What about Gran and Pops though? Because you
Granted,
grew up with
pops.
their
Um,
relationship.
I'm not gonna lie, Pops is. I'm gonna just say it. I'll never be Pops. I will never be Pops. Pops is like I will be so honest. Pops is the most perfect man on the freaking planet. He loves Gran. Like I mean, there's not a person other than maybe like me. I might be in competition, but I don't know. I mean, Pops loves her so much. He does. I mean, he would literally carry her on his back if she asked him to. He pays for stuff. He takes us on trip. I mean, loves us. Like he takes us on
Yeah.
trips. He does. I mean, I saw that text. I was mad because I went to Niagara. Why does she get to go to Times Square? Why does she get to go to New York City? I went to
She's
Niagara.
gonna be she's gonna be in New
You
York
had to
City on
see
July
her
4th, which is
family.
the
Yes,
day
I know.
her dad
But
died
still, I
on
want
July
to. You
4th.
know what I mean? Like I ain't never. You know what I mean? I ain't never been up there.
You went to
I
Vegas,
know, but like
bruh.
I was 15. What can I do in Vegas at 15?
Your hold on, yeah, your sophomore year, you went
What
to
what can I
Vegas,
what
wasn't
can I
it?
yeah. No, it was
Well,
actually
she's
in
going to
between
New York.
freshman year and sophomore year. Actually.
Yeah. So see, and she's in
I'm
between her
not
sophomore
hearing
year
it.
and
She had a phone at like 7, so whatever. Less than 7. I don't care. So, but yeah, like what can I do in Vegas 15? That sounds like hating. I'm not hating. I was grateful for my trip. I was very grateful. But at the same time, what can you do? Like, if they would have took me to Vegas for my 18th birthday, like, man, what? Like, come on. Like, I don't know. I still can't do a lot because like drinking and gambling. But like, still, what? I can get away with it at least. You know what I mean? But like, you can't. So like,
No, I still remember. Oh my God, I remember you sitting outside in Vegas and you called me on the phone and you were like, Mom, people are walking on the street. You were like, I see strippers or not strippers, hooker prostitutes
oh my
walking on the street
gosh,
and,
it was
and somebody
terrible.
is smoking weed right out here, like in public, in front of everybody.
They were like, I mean, I saw people getting it on
And
the
you
old
were
strip where it's
15.
like covered. I saw people
Mhm.
getting it on down in the alley. I took a picture, or I almost took a picture. I was too scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna take a picture with those girls that, like painted their bodies like they're just naked and they got paint on. I still have actually. I wonder if I could put it up. I might find a way. Uh, Actually, I'm gonna finish the story and then I'm gonna try and put it up. But these
Okay.
Mexican guys in like uh superhero costumes like Batman and like Superman and stuff, like they were like, "Oh, take a picture, picture, picture," da, da, da," and they grabbed my phone and like taking pictures, and I'm just like, whatever. And then like he takes his mask off and he's just like, "You got any money?" And I was like, "I'm broke," and he was just like, and just like he walked off. And I, come on now, what I do? Like you took my phone. I didn't ask for these pictures.
Yeah.
Vegas was crazy, and then like, but like the Grand Canyon. I went to look at rocks, like you know what I mean, or like Niagara. I just looked at. I went to look at a freaking waterfall, like you know what I mean. Like it was cool. Don't get me wrong. Niagara Falls was
You
crazy.
went
Niagara Falls was crazy.
you went on a road trip from Georgia
No, we
up
didn't go from Georgia. We
to
went from Mayfield because she flew up to Cincinnati, and we picked her up there.
oh,
So and it was oh my gosh, that was because from Mayfield to Cincinnati, picked Rachel up, stayed the night. She was already having a fit. That was the night they almost called the cops on Pops because they thought that he was Rachel's husband screaming at her in the lobby. So they were like, "Is everything okay? Is everything okay?" I'm sitting over there just on my phone listening, and so then we go up, and we went to watch like the Reds play or something next day. I think. No, no, no. We watched the Reds play before we picked her up because we knew she wouldn't want to watch baseball, and then we picked her up that night. All that crap happened, and then we went up to Michigan. Uh,
yeah, went to like 3 different ballparks on that trip.
uh, or let me rephrase. Actually, we all right. We went to Cincinnati. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, yeah, yeah. I'm right. I'm right. I was thinking of Chicago because Chicago we went up to Michigan. I was finna blend the stories. We went up
Yeah.
to Michigan to pick her up, and then we went to Cedar Point. But that was that was Chicago trip. No, we went with Cincinnati baseball. Picked her up. almost get the cops called, whatever, yada yada yada. So we go up to, I think we just go straight to New York at this point. I couldn't exactly. No, no, we went to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Oh
Yeah,
my
Pennsylvania.
gosh, Rachel. Every time she would just cry, like you know what I mean,
Yes.
like and and actually no, I think this. I think Cedar Point was this one. So yeah, we went to Cedar Point after this, and she was crying the whole time. We got the fast passes, and she was crying in the lines. Like I was like, "Come on, Rachel!" Like you know what I mean? And because she missed her boyfriend or something like that, and I was like, "Come on, Rachel! Like I wanna have fun. I want to ride these rides." And the rides, like we were fast pass, we were just ride after ride after ride after ride after ride. But she didn't even want to get on them with me. So then for like 30 minutes, I rode rides by myself while she sat on a bench and cried because she missed her boyfriend. I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't help her because she didn't want my help because she's right. She doesn't want to spoil my fun. She's too nice. She's gonna tell me sorry for crying. She's gonna go because she knows I just want to have fun. So she's gonna not spoil my fun. So she's just gonna go, sit on the bench. I'm right. I'm going crazy. I don't even care. I was having the time of my life at Seaport. Oh my gosh, I was taking videos. Like I had like of the
Was that
rides.
senior year?
No, this was a. Oh, this is
Junior.
between the summer between junior and senior year. I think was New
Yeah.
York, right? Because between freshman
Yeah.
sophomore was yeah, yeah, because it was Vegas, Chicago, New York.
Hmm.
So but yeah, so we leave. She's still crying. Back in the hotel. You know what I mean? Like yada yada yada. Whatever happens. So we go up to New York. I don't even remember why she's crying in New York, but oh, because she's crying.
At the
She's
rest.
crying in freaking we're down there. She's crying about something, and Pops was uh mad at her, and so we're walking to go get food, and at night, and they're arguing and screaming, and Rachel's having a fit, and Rachel was just like, I don't even want to be with you right now, and she was gonna walk back to the hotel, but Pops was like, Nah, I'll go back. Y'all go get food. So he gave me his card. We go eat. I'm messing up these wings like it's a fire food. I'm messing these wings up, and Rachel's sitting across from me crying. Like, and I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just eating my food, right? This lady comes up and she hugs Rachel, and she's just like telling her, like, "Oh, God loves you." Da, 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 this, that, and third. Whole time, give me this dirty ass look, like I did it, like it was me, and I'm just messing these wings up. Like, I was like, "What I do, man?" So she's just like cheering Rachel up, like Rachel just eating it up, and so, but I finished my food. She after that she got on the phone with like April, I think, or somebody, and she went outside. She didn't even because she didn't get anything. She just went outside and
Yeah.
sat outside and talked for the whole time. So I continued to mess up my wings. I finished my food, whatever, and then we walked back. And the next day we're out doing our Niagara stuff. You know what I mean? We went and saw the waterfall. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I loved Niagara. It was amazing. I risked my life for that water for Kayla.
Oh.
So freaking we're out there and something sparks up while we're out there. I don't know. I wasn't listening. This is when also I was vaping at this time too. I mean, I'm not fully quit, but almost there, right? And Rachel didn't even like that. Rachel was gonna tell on me, so I couldn't hit it around nobody. So I couldn't. So I had to like go to the sneak to the back. So I would go hours, and I would get the fattest buzzes. Besides the point, though, we get back to the room. They're arguing, yada yada yada, like something, and she says something, and she was like, "Oh, you just said I was yada yada," and she was like, "No, Rachel, are you crazy?" And then she's like, "Oh, so now I'm crazy," and so, and
I remember this
and so they're
because she tried
having
to pull you
yes, and she
into
tried to pull me
it.
into it. I was like, I'm not even listening. I started laughing. I had like my headphones in, my AirPods. I was going, I was having fun, and so end up uh that next day, Pops buys Rachel a plane ticket from New York, from Niagara, or no, from Buffalo, I think, all the way back to Georgia because she wanted to go home. So I don't know how far not or Buffalo is from Niagara, but Pops is gone forever. Like they were gone
Yeah.
before I woke up, and I woke up at like 11 something. I get there, I'm alone. I call them, or I check my text because Pops texted me, and he told me what was going on. And then, so I call him to see when he's gonna get back, whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, I packed all my stuff up. You just pack your stuff up, and at whatever time, like, call for extended, what's it called, late checkout, something like that,
Yeah.
late checkout." So I called for late checkout for like 1 o'clock or something. Well, 12:30 comes,
Hmm.
he's not there. So he says, I call him, he says, call again. So I call for like 3 o'clock. 2:30 comes, he's not there. So I call again for like 4, and they were like, I think 4 was like the latest they could do or something like that. So I call for 4. 3:45 comes. So I had all the stuff packed up. I'm sitting in the lobby, and then it's like 6 o'clock, like or 7 o'clock or something. Comes back, he doesn't even like he hadn't he told me anything for like hours. He had just told me to keep getting late checkout or whatever. Come back, and we're driving my car. My tire had popped on the way to Buffalo or on the way back, so he had to call AAA and then get it towed
And we
to Firestone, and then that's whenever we got my lifetime warranty on my tires. So he had to do all that bull crap. Had 4 brand new tires when I pulled up, brand new wipers, like all the crap. So and it had just taken all his time. So then we went left. I don't remember where we went after Niagara. I'm not gonna lie.
now go to Boston.
No, we were gonna go to Maryland and watch the Orioles play, but it was like crazy out of the way. So we went to Louisville, and we went to the Slugger Museum, and we watched because I still have the little bat nub things in my car that I was supposed to like give to people, like because it's like after they cut the wood off, like you know how it's extra thin, they
Mhm.
cut it off, and like after the tour, there's like buckets of them. You can just grab them for free. So I grabbed like a handful, and I just had them.
So you just have a handful of bat
Yeah,
nibs
they're like
in your
nobody. If
car.
I showed it to you, you wouldn't even know what it was. It don't even look like nothing.
We, we would might maybe like to have
You
those.
wouldn't like.
The
It's
people who
like
you got them
it's
for.
the ugliest thing ever. It's useless completely.
I would like to tell you, you got completely all the way off track on that
Oh, for real?
story with Rachel and
Wait, where were we on? I can't remember. I can't remember.
I don't know. It came from we started talking about trips, and you went off on that
Trips,
trip, but I don't even remember what we were
New
talking
York.
about now before that. But um
Oh, I was talking about I got to look at a
okay.
waterfall and she gets to go to Times Square. That's what it was. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, so my next question. What are some noticeable things that you think you do differently than a kid who grew up with a man in their life? Either parental or a role model. You know what I'm saying? Like a good one.
Um, I feel like they're more like strict. Like they're I mean, I don't just want to say manly, but like everything's gay. Like things I like I'll do something and it's like it's gay. You know what I mean? That's not like I'm you know what I mean? Cuz it's
Yeah.
semi it's fruity, it's zesty, it's sassy. I mean, I don't sassy man apocalypse or something is what they called it. They called it sassy man apocalypse, but it's whatever, you know. But like,
Really?
yeah, they're just like it's like prideful almost. Like I feel like they're very prideful. Like they hold their chin very high, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Okay. I was gonna say, obviously, like I have like the daddy issues, always trying to like please a man, like any
That as well,
anybody I
like the fraternity
love.
stuff. Like people tell me, like, oh, that's just part. Like, but I'll be damned. Like if I go into a room full of men and they tell me to do the elephant walk, you got me, mom. You know what the elephant walk is? Look it up right now on your
No,
computer. God, because it can't be shown to the public. It can't be shown to the public. Or I can just actually, I'm gonna just tell you. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it out loud because
no, I'll look it up.
yeah.
Hold on.
And go to like I think images, and you might be able to see it, or I might look it up myself as well. Actually, that's crazy.
That doesn't sound awful.
What? Oh yeah, you're
Oh,
crazy. Then you're not looking at the right thing.
okay. No, no, no. It wasn't the images where you have to walk like
Look
that.
up elephant walk. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you because it doesn't show up. All right. So pretty much, right, Mom? You you walk in a line in a circle, right? Naked.
Mhm.
Bunch of other men, right? Circle full of men, fraternity guys, whatever. Right? This finger, this finger's getting a little stinky. All right.
But
Let me.
where do they do that at? Where do they
All right. I'm
do
gonna
this
just.
at?
All right.
Where?
This finger
Yeah.
and this hand and
Oh.
you in a circle. Think about that, Mom.
No, I don't think that should have anything to do with if you come from a parent household
Well,
or not. I
because
think that
no,
should be a
because like
corporate
if you
thing.
come back in that fraternity, you just want to please a man. That's all you want to do. You might be gay, actually. Like what?
I yeah, I don't I that I'm glad you didn't decide to join a fraternity.
Praying to God.
Maybe. I don't know. Um that was a story I never thought I would hear. Um and that I had no clue how to live in a house with a man. Was my other one that I said. Because even when Ian lived with us, like he didn't
Yeah.
really live with us.
I never really felt
So
like you felt, you know what I mean? Like I don't really even felt like you felt like, not like Ian was your boyfriend, but like authority from him yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like at
right.
least like with Trent, like I'm not gonna say you take shit from him, but like, you know what I mean? Like you're not as quick to just but like with Ian, I feel like he was net like if he was to tell you something, you was like, who are you? Like
Was because that's the type of man that Ian was. He was used to taking orders from women, which is something that you might need to think about in your future, son. He was, I mean, I used to call him my big gay boyfriend. I don't know if you
I
remember
feel like
that.
I remember that. I'm not gonna lie.
He used to call himself that, to be real honest. He, I don't, he was not I mean, like, he worked on cars and he did all of the quote unquote like manly things, but he was like super in touch with his emotions,
Yeah.
being the oldest boy. He was a theater mate. Like, he did theater stuff in high school. He lettered in theater. His mom was the theater teacher, so but I didn't know that you could do that. Did you know
Like
that you can
like you can
letter
get a
in
letterman?
theater? And band also, so that makes sense. But yeah, he got a letterman with a letter for
That's
theater
fire.
his
That's
senior year.
fire. I would have done it.
So I mean, but like it wasn't he never I didn't respect him enough to listen to him, I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever respected I mean like Cody could tell me something and I'd do it, but I didn't date him. But as a friend, like I didn't feel like Cody was an idiot.
Yeah.
Um, but like who else besides Trent?
I don't think so. I mean, all the other friends that only other friends I remember you like that I remember is like I remember Cody Brandy. I remember what was that one guy Brandon? Um,
Hmm. Matt.
Matt. Yeah. Uh, Jay Kosher. Uh, and Tony Fu Young.
Cody
And
Young.
then other than that, I don't think I remember a whole bunch. I'm not for sure.
I respected, and maybe this is why I respected Cody too. But I respected Tony Fu Young, and that, like they never tried to sleep with
Yeah.
me, and so I think that was it. Kind of Like I never got shown a love from a father figure on how like that kind of love should be. I was only ever shown love in like a sexual way, not on an emotional level. And so that was really kind of a weird like I respected them in a whole different way because they were like showing me affection that I had never gotten before. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Trent is
I mean,
that way,
shoot,
like
I
he
remember
respects
Cody
me.
giving me whoopings, so I feel
Oh, yeah.
like Cody could have low key been a father figure for me at some point
I think that,
because y'all were real close when I was
see,
younger.
yeah, when you were 4 when I moved back here, and I think it was about a year when before we met back up with them. It wasn't it wasn't immediately that like I started hanging out with Brandy and Cody again. But yeah, we would go over to their house in
Yeah, like
Dragonville all the time,
all
and
the
we'd stay
time.
over there all a whole week or
Man,
a
it
whole
was like
weekend.
all the freaking time, and we would go to their
Yeah.
what's it? Me, is it who is it? Mima and Papa?
Uh, oh my gosh, I can't
I don't
even think
remember, but
right
I
now.
remember going to that house a lot.
Yeah, swimming, all that
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah, it was always like Cody was when he was around, he was a parental figure and a male role model type. Like he had some
Yeah,
talks with you sometimes
he
about
did.
some
He
serious
he he talked
stuff.
to me about some like serious stuff. I feel like I remember.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh,
even
it
like
was.
when he
Oh, no, I don't
here,
remember. I don't remember. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I could. I
oh,
thought I remembered, but I didn't.
but like even when he was over here the other day and we were trying to figure out his episode, like I can't wait to get him on one of these because it's gonna be fun. But like when he was sitting and like looking at you like this, and you could just see he was so proud of you in his eyes, and like he teared up like talking to you like he has known you since you were 4 and been an important figure in your life. And I think it kind of says something about like that I was actually friends with Brandy first because Brandy moved to Marshall County from Ledbetter in like middle school, one of the grades. I don't remember which one, because her mom had married Dawn. And so I was the first person that she like met because Dawn introduced us before she started school. So I knew her. So we were friends. And then Cody was in the same middle school, but we all knew each other. But Brandy and Cody didn't get together until like junior or senior year. But we were all kind of just like in a friend group of me and Cody weren't super close, but we would talk and, whatever. And then we all got super close there for a while. We all worked at Waffle House together.
The Waffle House. Like,
That was
nah, because I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see who's going up against that Waffle House squad. Hey, viewers. Hey, y'all know what goes down at Waffle House. I'm just saying, y'all might not be beating that Waffle House squad. I'ma just say it. That Waffle House squad might take it. What you said? You, Cody, Brandy.
and Brandy.
Is that all, or who
And
else?
then there was a girl named Crystal
I don't
that
know,
was
but
there
she sound
sometimes.
bad. Crystal,
But
what? She got. I know she got hands. What? Got me messed up. Crystal is throwing them hoes. Oh God.
we were and we worked a lot of third shift too. Like I worked at Patty's while I worked at the Waffle House. So I would like leave Patty's at like 10 p.m. and go to the Waffle House at 11 and we'd work
Lord.
overnight shifts.
Lord.
We were on some drugs when we were doing that for sure when we
Lord.
were younger. Definitely on some drugs. But yeah, that was, yeah, yeah, we hung out a lot. And then whenever everything kind of blew up with the two of them, I tried to be in the middle. Like I tried to be neutral. and it just wasn't possible to do. And so I stuck with the least dramatic relationship out of the two. And I think it's really cool that we have like gone through different seasons of our lives and are still like, I don't talk to him every day. I don't, but like I could call
Yeah,
Cody right now and be like, I'm on a back road somewhere and I got a flat tire. And he'd be like, fuck, you see, I was already in bed, but let me put my shoes on. Like, Matt, there was something on came up on my memories the other day of like a year or so ago. I had my battery was dead on my car, and the truck was here, but my car was up under the carport. So there's no way to get anything up under the carport to do
yeah,
that. So I had to put my car in neutral and push my car back, but it had rained. So, like that part of the
yeah.
driveway is just straight mud, like just straight mud. Well, I pushed my car back and got it out from under the carport and back far enough where I could like move the truck up next to it. And I had like put a picture of it on Facebook or whatever and talking about my husband will be real happy when he gets home and sees how I've rutted up the yard and stuff like that. And Matt comments on it, what happened? And I was like, I had a dead battery. I had to push the car, whatever. And he's like, why didn't you call me? And I'm like, because you live an hour a fucking way. Like, what are you going to do? You live in Lone Over on the other side. I don't even know where he lives. I've never even been to Matt's house now, but it's somewhere in fucking Paducah and I live in Dublin. Like, you're not, but he would have.
Yeah.
He would have came, they drove, him and Michelle drove and bought snow shovels from us all the way from McCracken County when we were selling those snow
All them
shovels.
dang snow
They come
shovels. Oh my gosh.
and yeah, shout out to Catherine Price
Shout
on
out to
that one.
Catherine
She
Price. Oh my
that
gosh, she
one.
got us loaded with some freaking snow shovels.
Yeah, that's something that one of those things you don't ask. Like I didn't think that I should ask my husband before I brought home 500 snow shovels. Like that wasn't a thought that crossed my mind. I was like, yeah, sure, I'm coming to get them. And then like he was like, I'm not going to load up 500 snow shovels. And I was like, what do you mean no? Like what? I'm in charge here. Like what are you talking about? And so then I got your truck and we went and we did it.
Man,
Took us like two or three
it
loads to
was.
get
It was
all
a
those.
lot of freaking snow shovels, mom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really paid off though,
it
even though
was.
y'all
It
thought
was a
I
lot of
was.
snow shovels. I mean, some money.
But I did not listen to my husband, and I didn't. That was not even a thought in my head that like I should call my husband and ask about this. It was I should call my husband and tell him to come pick them up after I've already said yes to it, but not the asking part. Like I didn't
Yeah.
have that down. Okay, so a follow-up question to that one. What are some things that you feel like you missed out on not having a father figure or a male role model?
Um, I feel like I would have had. I feel like I would have had better success in sports if I had a male role model. And I really feel like that's one of the like better success in sports, like learning, like like I said, relationship wise, like. But other than that, sports, because I feel like sports is really the only thing. Like I had you to discipline me for anything else. Like what I mean. There was nothing else that you
Yeah,
couldn't discipline me, and a man could. Or
right.
but like just like having
Yeah,
father disappointment
I,
in a sport. I just needed a little bit of fatherly disappointment, and I feel like I could have gone D1 for real. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I feel like I was very close. I feel like I was JUCO at least now when I
you just
graduated.
needed a dad to cuss you out
I'm
from behind
saying, like,
on
I
what
needed him to just tell me not to say a damn word for the whole ride home. Mm,
not to say a damn word the whole
like, you
ride
know what I mean? I
home.
needed that, and I never got it. So
That's a good one
yes,
though.
I never
That
had that
is.
part.
That's a good one. Don't you? I mean, I do think that, like in life in general, I think that you were less disciplined probably
I mean, I should probably less
than
disciplined, but I feel like maybe like hard headed, like not abuse, but like like I feel like your hands were probably more gentle than a man's would have been to me as a kid.
Right.
So like even though, I mean that belt wasn't shoot them little 2 rows of holes ah.
Oh, me and Camilla were talking about that
Little
today.
rhinestones on it and
Uh-huh.
stuff. Like why? Why were you wearing a belt with
Mm,
rhinestones in the 20s anyways? You were in your 20s.
I don't
Yeah.
even because I was trying to be a hot
Yeah,
mom
you were going through
somewhere.
the same thing that what's face is going through now. You know who I'm talking about.
Don't
I'm saying you know what I'm
mention
talking about.
yes. But I was at least at a decent age. That one's a bit up there to
Yeah,
be going. I mean,
yeah.
remind me. I have a funny story to tell you after this
All right.
too about somebody. I'm trying not to name any names
Any
on,
names that don't need to
anything
be
like
named.
that. Yeah. I feel like I missed out on the knowing the love from a man. Like, well, and looking at things from a man's point of view, like Trent and I see things from such a different point of view sometimes that like like he's never been, I don't know how to say this correctly because he has been opposed before, but he's like a macho, outdoors, blonde hair, blue eyed, like working man
Mullets.
type.
He had the mullet. Hey, he needs to bring it back at this point. Like it's baseball season. I bet you.
I
I
love
bet you
it,
if you
but
tell him to bring it back for baseball season, he will.
he says that people don't take him seriously when he has the mullet, and it pisses him off that they treat him like a dumb redneck.
I mean, it might have been. It could have been the freaking camo Crocs as well.
I
Like,
I think that you just got to show him what a dumb redneck does, and that's just what I
yeah.
think. But he's not there yet. But anyways, so what the hell was I saying now?
Um, he's never been
Oh,
opposed.
different. Like yeah, like he. So like as a woman, I go into so many situations like I'm the weaker of the two, whoever it is, like whether it's me and my boss or me and my husband or me and my dad or me, like just as a woman, I think we're just taught to like shrink ourselves and like all of our lives. Like I think it's just something that we talked about in the biracial episode that there was like things that black people teach their kids that white people don't know to teach their kids. I think that like men teach their boys certain things and women teach their girls certain things, and like we don't even realize that
Yeah.
we're
And
doing it
I'm not gonna lie,
necessarily.
I honestly feel the same way because I feel like throughout all my friendships and or not friendships, friend groups that I've been a part of in my life, I've never. I don't know if it was by choice or by. I mean, I was a little ugly kid, but I'm not. I was funny, so like there was no reason I should have been bottom tier ever. But like I always felt like I kind of put myself in the back, like only spoke if I was spoken to or like tried to like
Mhm.
just fit in little, you know what I mean, like I just never was like you know like that.
I mean, there's so many things like he sent Momo with that one guy that one time back to his house and we were all gonna go eat
I
supper.
think
Do you
so, yeah.
remember? And like I come out, I think I was in the shower or something, and I come out and I'm like, "Oh, where's Momo?" And he was like, "Oh, I sent her with him. I told her we'd be coming along in a little bit." And I like had a whole fucking freak out. And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I don't know this man. And you just sent my like 8-year-old daughter with him. I don't know who he is or what he does." And Trent was like, "Oh, I've known him forever. He wouldn't do anything like that." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. A lot of men who won't do anything like that are most definitely doing stuff like
Yeah.
that." And like I don't think that he understood that. And then there's also like I rarely ever stood up for myself in arguments and stuff. Like I do, I was always like bossy or whatever, but like when it came down to it and it was like me and my boss or me and like someone in authority, like I would cry and like
I mean,
shut down.
shoot.
Right. And so like Trent has taught me how to like be more assertive and stand up for myself a little bit more, which I don't feel like Grant, like I said, me and Grant are we're both bossy and assertive and blah 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 and like our normal, like everyday whatever. I've kind of taught myself to be that way, but like when it
Yeah,
comes down to it in like serious situations, I don't have it in me to like really, you
yeah.
know,
And even Gran, like Gran, she's bossy as can be, and she will let you know what her point is. But at the same time, she'll just as easy say, "I'm done," and you know
right.
that no more. I'm done. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Or like when something needs to be said to somebody and she says that she's going to say stuff to somebody and then that somebody is right in front of her and she doesn't have the nerve to
Oh yeah,
say it to whoever it is. You know
the
what I'm saying?
sneeze.
Maybe. So, but
Yeah,
like once you're faced with it and it's somebody that you love and respect and want love and respect back from, it's really hard to like rock a boat. Like if I don't love and respect you, yeah, I'll be a fucking
yeah,
bitch and I'll assert myself all over the place. But if it's like someone that have that relationship with, it's really hard to do
yeah.
that.
And I
And
like uh I will say Trent has taught me like that, like asserting, because
yeah,
like with base like umpiring, I
yeah.
because like I could be so wrong. I could have called this kid out and he was safe by 1,000 miles. But if I throw that parent out and then I hit that phone, or Trent or Jason, they'll have Trent, Jason, Jordan, Nick, all of them coming down there right there to tell them parents they're stupid and wrong and I'm right, and taking them out of that ballpark. You know what I mean? I got them behind my back. You know what I mean? So having a
Mhm.
little chest puff out every now and then ain't hurt nobody for real. You
Tis
know,
up.
I'm saying like, come on.
But I do that too. Like I said
I will say
something.
I did
I,
learn. I learned how to be. I learned being hard headed from that sucker right there, viewers. That sucker right there. Oh my gosh,
this one.
yes, she was. She wasn't. Especially when she argued with me as a kid. I used to. She used to tear me up. She used to eat me up in an argument. Oh my gosh, she used to. And she used to. She used to throw hoes. That's all you got to know. That's all you need to know. Period.
These
No,
hoes.
not these hoes and physical human hoes. Like awesome. You know what I mean? Like get them hoes. They was biting her. Literally they was biting her because they couldn't.
Oh,
These wasn't enough. They had to use their mouth too because they couldn't whoop her. Like real stuff, real spills.
they did bite me
I'm
right here.
saying,
That girl
or
bit
right
me on
here, right
my.
here. I'm saying, little bite mark
Yeah,
action.
I was talking about that the other day with somebody, and they hadn't heard about it. And it's one of those stories that I've told so many times that like I feel like everybody knows it. And so, and we were talking about these in the bank
It's like you
yesterday too
switch,
about
like
like
your life completely switched friend groups. So now it's a bunch of people that don't know all those stories that you told in the past.
yes, but my brain is so bad that I forget, and I'll try to tell you a story 50, 11 times. So if I think you've already heard it, like I'm like, I don't need to tell that again. But so I'm telling the story, and I'm like, the bitch that bit me, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, the bitch that bit me. Like I was talking to a guy, and then his ex-wife showed up, and she kind of came at me. She had a knife. Like he was in the middle of us. She was trying to get to me, and something I was about to get out, and she had like a big styrofoam cup full of soda and she threw it at me and it like hit me in the back and that pissed me off so bad. And I turned around, there was a hammer laying on the couch right there. So I picked that hammer up and I went at her. And he was in the middle of us, but he was short and some kind of way he like had her underneath his arm or something and she got like right there and she bit a fucking chunk out of my
Mm-mm-mm. Y'all heard that?
side.
A knife too, viewers. That.
The
Them
the
chompers, a little knife, everything. Still couldn't whoop her. That's all I got to say.
but I was the one that ended up in the
Well,
emergency
yeah, you
room
got a
getting the tetanus
chunk bit
shot.
out of you because she used her teeth.
And you know
Like,
who had to take me to the
who
emergency
was it?
room? Ian. The guy that I was dating's
I
ex-wife
bet you was
came
sitting
and caught
there
me
and
in
you was
the truck.
like, and he was like, yes, ma'am. Drive faster,
I
drive
mean, you
faster.
know what
Yes,
happened?
ma'am. Like, come on now.
No, I went home, and I guess he had just come over there that night, or maybe I texted him and told him. I don't know because I wasn't gonna go to the
And he was
emergency
like,
room,
Quincy, you
and
need
he
to
came
go.
over there and saw it, and he was like, "You
You
have to go
gotta
to the
go to
emergency
emergency
room.
room.
Yeah, you have to go to the emergency room." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was just really glad she bit that side and not bit a chunk out of my
Cause you got
tattoo
the
because you
tattoo,
know how
yeah.
pissed I would be, bruh. Do you know how pissed I would be if you bite a chunk out of my tattoo?
That would have been awful.
That was the most painful thing that has ever. I've had two kids, and that rib tattoo is the most painful thing that's ever happened to my body. 1000%. So I would have been mad if that thing got messed up. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
But anyways,
Mm-mm-mm.
so yes, we started. It was just one of those times, and I was like, "Oh, you haven't heard this story?" And I really, I mean, it would have had to been like Amanda because who else wouldn't have heard my stories,
Yeah.
you know? But that was kind of, um, I feel like that was completely off topic too. How
I
did we
don't
get from
know.
to
I
being
have no
started?
idea.
Oh, because you said I'm hard headed. I don't know. We get all. This is why y'all make fun of
I'm
me for this.
saying.
By the way, guys, I have 9 episodes planned out here. Um, in organized, they have the person's name on it, the topic. I just have to. It's really hard finding a time when the 19-year-old and me and whoever else can all be
Yeah.
set down at the same
I'm not gonna lie,
time.
I didn't think
It's
this one was gonna go at all. Cause we like first story and like first topic and we were like 6 minutes in and I was like, we're gonna get through them all and it's gonna be like 30 minutes long. We've been going for a whole hour, bro. Like I'm saying.
already.
We just hit an hour 2 minutes ago. 2.5 minutes ago.
Oh my goodness. And I only have that we're almost, unless we get going.
Same.
Because Leah pointed out that on my video with Caitlin, when we were like 12 minutes to we were at like 48 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, we might go over." And I was like, "No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't." And she texted me, and she was like, "Yes, you definitely did. Like, I definitely went over." But okay, so here we go. On the flip side of that thing that you felt like you missed out on, what is something that you feel like you gained by being raised primarily by women?
Um,
I think that mine was seeing that women can do anything that men can do because, like, my granny B would fix the toilet. My granny Carol was out doing shit in the yard. My mom always worked,
yeah.
and I don't know if I ever told you about the hole we had to dig in the front yard to fix the plumbing
Nah,
because
but
I
you
had a
should.
party one
I'm
time.
already knowing that they were crazy.
Yeah, so Don Williams told her how to fix it because I broke the water main driving through the yard and hit like a pipe, some kind of something at a party I had. And so she made me dig a hole down to it and she held my legs and I was down in the hole fixing the pipe in the front yard of the
I just
house.
know they were just
Yeah.
crazy.
And then we never filled in the hole. And so like another party that we had, somebody backed into it and their car like tipped into this big hole. So interesting.
No.
That guy's name was Chucky. Okay, so that one. Okay, so what would you say? Because I have one or two for you that I think of, but I want to hear what you think. What do you think you gained by being raised with women without that male influence?
Um, I'm not sure. I feel like I like an inside of like a woman's life, kind of just like from your because I didn't have to get in a relationship to do that stuff. Like you was like I knew about a bunch of things that women like. I was like periods, like I was like yay freaking high, like you know what I mean, just stuff like that. When like
Yeah.
the age I learned it, um, I don't think it comes just from a woman, but I think it was being in a woman environment as a man, just like being comfortable with myself, like again, like earlier, every like people just say, "Oh, that's gay." No, it's not gay. Like I just like I know, like if I know I'm not gay, why do I care if you know? You know what I mean? So
Right.
like,
You were comfortable in your manhood, which is crazy because you didn't have that manly influence. So
yes,
you would think that it would be the opposite, but I guess you don't have this person
but
to
I
live
will
up
say I don't
to.
have the manhood, like the not the manhood. Like I have the manhood, not the manly presence. Like I don't. They call it sassy man apocalypse, like I was saying. You know what I mean? But
Like you don't
yeah,
scare
like I'm not
girls if
scary.
you're around
Like I'm not like, and also like I don't. I will say that as well. I don't. There's not many women that are uncomfortable. Like I don't really think I know a woman that's uncomfortable around me. Like I've never really been an uncomfortable person around women, so I feel like that's
I
helped.
always said that, like in school, you would be the one that, like, if you noticed that a girl had a blood stain on the back of
Yes.
her pants, you would be the one to like give her your
Yes.
hoodie rather than make fun of her.
Yeah. There was a couple times, couple
Like
little.
you
I
would
was like a
help.
little, like I was like, hey,
Things
I was
like
like, hey,
that.
just. There was this one girl. She was like, "Why are you looking at my butt?" I was like, "Okay, if you too." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, you know what I mean? You might want to just go to the bathroom. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why are you looking at my butt? Like, get out my face. You're welcome.
My bad. I was trying to help.
Like, thank you. That's all
Um,
you had to say.
I do feel like, there's a whole thing there. It's been going around on the internet for a while, but it was like, I promise to raise a son that your daughters won't be afraid of. And I do think that I accomplished that. I don't think that you assert your dominance over women. But like you said, women have always exerted their dominance over you. So you probably or don't feel like you can or whatever. I said that your emotion, like how open you are with your emotions and like how sensitive you are, like I feel like like you said, like about periods. So you also know that like the week before my period, if you see me in bed eating chocolate, I don't normally eat chocolate. So if you see me in bed eating chocolate, maybe you don't piss me off for a couple days. Like I feel like you have that wired in you, whereas some men don't. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of and then how nobody stifled your style. That's kind of like we did. Like I didn't care if you painted your nails. I didn't care if you what colors you
Oh
wore,
my
what styles you
gosh. There was
wore.
this one time, and it was whenever Momo was friends with Addie. And I don't remember what I was on this day, but I was in a mode, and I was hanging with them. They done got me in heels, have my toenails painted glittery silver, bro.
Mhm.
I was for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I would go to like baseball practice, and I would tell them my toes were painted. And I'd take my shoe off and show them every time. And it was lucky because we ended. That was like the second season with the Bombers, and went to like our first tournament, championship or something. But yeah, we all said it was like lucky.
Yeah, that's you've just never been afraid of who you were as a person. Which and I hope that Momo comes out with as much of that as a female as you did as a male because like I would like to think that I raised y'all the same way. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I would like to hope that I didn't
I think she is,
have a double
honestly. From
standard
what I've
or
heard,
anything.
I think she's coming out of that show a little bit. I don't know if that's
I
completely
hope
a
so.
good thing though. From what else I heard,
Well,
but I'm also her
but
brother,
I do. I
so
mean,
I'm not a snitch.
okay. Um, she was worried about like wearing a bathing suit in Florida last week, but she also met a guy and has been snapping him or
Um,
something. So
she said
I
she got a
don't
boyfriend.
know, but I
That's what it was. Because I'm not even. If she told you, we was on the phone when she was in Florida, and she was like, "Okay, love you, bye." And like right before she hung up the phone, she goes, "I got a boyfriend," and like hung it up. And I was like, "You're lying. Like you're not finna tell me this little Florida boy is your boyfriend. Like get out of my face." Like, we all got our little Panama fling, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, you're gonna stop texting them in about 3 weeks. And if you don't, then you're gonna stop texting them in about 3 weeks. That's all I had to say.
So this just made me think of another question for you. And I had one more down, but you've kind of already answered it. I was gonna say, what is something you thought you gained by having Trent around, or like when Granddaddy was here and he was sober? Like I know, like he taught you about a lot of stuff about like working on stuff.
Granddaddy
Like he was
honestly
always,
gave me a little bit of wisdom. Like, he was just so, like, when he was sober, he was just so real. Like, everything he said was
yeah,
just so real. Like, he just like you, how you would tell me at a young age about the things you went through. Like, he would get to tell me about things that he went through, and like, I'm just like, dang, like, Granddaddy really was messed. Like, he
yeah.
just like your uh. Like, I'm kind of mad he couldn't talk back on that one episode, low key. Like, that kind of sucks that he couldn't talk back, cause that would have been. I feel like that would have been an even better episode if he could have talked back.
If we could have got
Yeah, that
Granddaddy
would
on
have been
there,
a real nice one.
we all three of us in our heads though could hear
Yeah,
everything that he
I'm
would
hearing
say
you say
if
something, him
he,
just be like, whatever. No, it's
yeah,
not how. No, or him saying something
yeah.
funny. Oh my god, giggling.
He used to tell me stuff. He would start telling me stuff, and then it would upset him, and he would quit. And that's why I asked him to go to counseling with me, because I think if he ever could have just worked through his shit and like the notebooks and stuff that we found, you weren't around when we were going through his stuff because you were gone on the baseball trip. And so, but like we went through a bunch of his stuff, and he had notebooks that he had had when he was in rehabs, and like it had stuff that he had just written. And it was, I mean, he was fucked up in the head, and it was from his childhood and the stuff that he had, you know, I, from what I was told, he got a gun and went after his own dad at one point in time. So,
Yeah.
Craig needed a lot of work, but he couldn't. That's why he was an alcoholic. But that's kind of what we're doing here, is to try to keep that from happening to you guys. Like, don't bottle stuff up. Don't hold it all inside. Like, talk about it. Find out how you're toxic. Don't be that way. Don't traumatize your. I mean, Caitlin's traumatized. Fuck, Jaden's already traumatized in her own little way. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So. Uh, I, this is where we're trying to not go from that. And now you done made me forget what the extra question was that I was going to ask you. It was something about, you said about Momo dating, it jarred my memory, but now I can't. Hmm, I don't know.
You know, tell
I really, but I think this was a good little
I think it
episode
was
where we
a minute or an
talked
hour
about
and 13. So I guess that question would have made it like the same
an hour
an hour
20.
and 20. Get to thinking.
I'm
Get
so
to
mad
thinking,
now
bruh.
that I
Come
can't
on.
think of what it
Come on.
was. What were we talking
We were
about?
talking about
It
she
was
got some
how I
boyfriend
never stifled your style.
style, and
And
you hope
then you,
Momo came up the same way, and how I was gonna be a snitch, and then she said she found a boy and been snapping him, and I was like, oh, her little Florida something.
oh, okay, I remember it. I remember it. So you are 19 years old, halfway through your 19th year, and I have known about exactly one girl that you have been
I
dating. And
never
that was
dated a
way back.
single girl in my
Okay, well, anyways, I've known about one girl, and you pretty much keep everything a secret from me. And like you say, you've never dated, but I know that you see people and talk and snap and whatever you kids are calling it these days, you know. Um, but like, do you think that growing up not seeing a healthy relationship, or do you think that growing up with just me or with just women or in not seeing a healthy relationship or any of that has impacted, like the fact that you don't date or the fact that you don't want to bring somebody home to meet me specifically, or which I'm trying to be, it was always a joke that like I
Yeah.
was gonna be like, who is this ugly girl on my
Yeah.
couch? And like I always said that, and I'm gonna really try not to be toxic because obviously I want to know my grandkids, and so I don't want
Yeah.
you to like grow up not speak to me. So like I will try not to be, but also if I think that you're dating a girl who's a piece of shit, I'm gonna have that talk with you too. You know what I'm saying? Same with Momo. But so do you think that you know your past of not having a male role model or any of that is part of your dating history right
Um,
now?
to be honest, I not really. I feel like that more came from growing up low income because like I wasn't wearing the nicest clothes. I wasn't, like I all that crap. I like having the wood stove. Like so I didn't talk to girls. Girls weren't attracted to me. So I never brought girls home. I never talked to girls. I never tried to get in a relationship. So I feel like I'm not doing the same things because I feel like if I said I was snapping like a middle schooler, that's crazy. But like I'm in the stages people are like freshman year, like where they're learning how to like what I mean, learning how and they're in their trial in it. But like I'm doing all that now because I've never girls never wanted to talk to me. Now they want to talk to a nigga and I don't know how to talk to him back. You feel me? Like it's as simple as that.
Do you have supportive friends who are teaching you all the
Nah,
ins
like
and outs
don't
of
get it
dating?
wrong. I got game. Game's not the problem. I can get the girl.
Well,
I can't keep the
you
girl.
got it from your mama and your daddy. 2 episodes
Or
ago,
not
you
even
was talking
that.
about how
To
your
be
mama and
honest,
your daddy
I
was
can keep the girl.
playing.
I can keep the girl. I can't get the girl. It's or all right. I can get the girl off the jump, and I can keep the girl for the time. But like after the first, like what I mean, that little stage, or I guess yeah, the talking stage. It's like that area.
It's like, where do you go
I
from
don't know.
there?
Like I don't know where that area goes. Like I don't know how to be in that area. I know how to. I'm gonna just because I mean I've never been open about it. I know how to. I know how to talk. I know how to get to. I know how to get to that area real fast. And
But that's not
but
what you
I
want
don't.
to
That's not what I'm trying to do. Like I'm trying to
do.
keep it for the distance. So like.
I'm dead.
So like.
Thank you for being so open and
I don't
honest
know
with
how to.
me.
I don't know how to. I don't know what a toggle state is because it either goes from here to like. I've never been like straight through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, and that may come from
That may come from
partly
never
from
seeing a
not
healthy relationship,
having
like not knowing
yeah,
what to say to a woman whenever she's upset. Because I feel like even in the early stage, even Trent, I feel like he still doesn't say the right things when you're upset. He still doesn't know what to say to you when you're upset because no one really knows what to say
right.
to you when you're upset. You're just
Yeah,
upset,
because I'm
like
fucking
you know what I mean.
crazy.
So like or like I mean Ian, I feel like you and Ian argued here. Like sometimes, like I feel like most not really healthy relationships, but like married couples, an argument would be like a man yelling at a woman. Like it seems that way at least. You know what I mean? But I feel like when you
Yeah.
and any man argue, it's like this. Like you're going head to head with him. Like you're literally like a man stepped up to you and you step up and put your freaking forehead on his. Like what you gonna do? Like when you did David, like what you gonna do? You know what I mean? So like
Silly
I'm
goose.
saying like
At
cause
least
you ain't gonna hit
me.
a woman like
The That's the thing that Trent's done for me that's not so good is I know that you might beat me, but you ain't gonna
yeah.
beat we, and he right behind me. So this mouth talks so much more shit than it probably even should
Hmm.
now. But yeah, that's yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Okay. So well, I'm glad that we had that that conversation. Maybe we should. I don't know. We'll see what we can do
Yeah, all
about that.
right.
Oh, I was gonna say the silly goose when I said it. Have you seen the little meme thing? And it's like a goose in the middle of a circle of cows, and the cows are all coming at the goose, and the
Oh
goose is just
yes,
like
and he's
flopping out.
yes, I know what you're talking about. Have you
Look,
seen the one
just
where
look
they voice
like
overed it?
I am.
And
No.
it's like he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna send you the link because they voice overed it and it's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I was finna get this sweatshirt that said Silly Goose University on it a long time ago, but
Yes, I saw that also, and I sent it to
I almost
Chelsea.
got
Yes,
it.
we might have to
I'm down.
do. Okay, you're more like me than you think,
All right, and I'm
buddy.
also finna figure out this. I might have to watch the video in OBS because like the Skype is on time with my audio that I'm hearing, and like the OBS is also on time. Like I'm on time with my audio, but like you're delayed on OBS. So I don't know if the audio is also delayed for you. So
Okay,
it might be like you saying words and then hey,
that would not be good.
hold on, how do you do it? Hey or fuck. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I did it. Little lag type, you know what I mean? Like had to go crazy real quick.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah,
Okay, well, now it's time to tell them all to go fly high,
I'm
little
saying go
birdies.
fly high. Little
Yes. Tweet,
tweet
tweet.
tweet looking at.